This is Sajjad Ahmed, a body language master trainer, and today's lesson is pointing with the index finger according to body language studies. It is a sign of settling tasks, dominance, aggression, or warning. According to internationally recognized body language experts such as Joe Navarro, 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏, and others, pointing with the index finger generally has the following connotations. 1. Direction or attention. The most basic and widespread use of pointing with the index finger is to indicate direction or to draw attention to something. Look there or see that. 1. Accusation. Pointing a finger at someone can be seen as accusatory. You did this, it can be perceived as aggressive or confrontational. When making a statement or expressing an opinion, individuals might point their finger to underscore their point or to add emphasis to what they're saying. 1. Authoritative or dominant. In many cultures, pointing, especially at a person, is seen as authoritative or dominant. It can be perceived as a power move or a display of superiority. In many cultures, pointing directly at someone is considered rude and disrespectful. It can be seen as invasive and too direct. In an instructional context like a classroom, pointing might be used to indicate specific things on a board or to guide attention. An index finger pointed in the direction of a conversation partner serves almost as a weapon for the speaker to increase the power and effectiveness of her arguments. This was probably also true in the 17th century, although back then people pointed swords or daggers at each other rather than fingers. Today's nonverbal equivalent is often used during heated discussions, when the insides of the wrists are also shown. This might mean that the person concerned is trying to hide the weakness of his own position. Index fingers can also be pointed at activities that you are instructing someone to perform. For example, a parent might point to the untidy bedroom of one of her children saying, "No tab until you've cleared this mess up." In an American experiment, a speaker was asked to make a presentation to an audience with his palms up, which, as we know from the previous lesson, conveys openness and sincerity. Another group listened to a speaker with his palms turned down, which, as we read in this chapter, signals dominance. The third group had a speaker who was continually pointing his finger at them. The results showed that in the third group, 1 in every 3 members of the audience left the room before the presentation was over. Whether it was conscious or not, they felt the speaker was too aggressive, although they had trouble explaining why they thought so. Unconsciously experienced body language often prompts people to try and find more rational reasons to explain their negative opinions. The index finger can also be used as a signal when we want to protect someone from something dangerous. For example, when we say, "Don't go swimming in that lake, it's too risky," or "Don't eat at that restaurant. My friend got food poisoning there." These messages can be reinforced by pointing with the index finger. It shows the other person that we have important information we wish to impart, so that they would be wise to listen. It's vital to understand the context and cultural norms when interpreting this gesture. For example, in some cultures, pointing with the index finger, especially at a person, is considered very impolite, and a different method of indicating might be used, such as using the whole hand or another finger.